As with most other Adobe programs, After Effects has a unique way of using the workspace. You can add panels, move panels, rearrange it to fit your needs. So when you first get into After Effects, it's usually going to list the projects that you've been working on, or you can create a new project or open a project from here. In addition, you can create team projects where it's going to track what each member of your team is doing, but for this video, we're going to go simple and do a new project. When you create a new project, it hasn't been saved, as you can tell by the generic untitled project name at the top. So make sure that you save your project in your project folder. It's a good idea with every project to save it into one folder with all of the assets that are supposed to go with that project. And then anytime you need to move it or give it to somebody else, you would give them that entire project folder because it's going to need to link to some of those resources. So I'll go ahead and name this, and we'll call Working Name Effects. I already have a finished one here, and this is for other tutorial videos. So we'll go ahead and click Save for this working version. Now, in terms of working in the workspace, what we have here is we have a project panel, and this is where you're first going to start. This is where you can double click and start importing any audio, video, pictures, graphics, anything you need for your project. So if I wanted to add any of these files in here, I can highlight them and click open, and they will show up over here. Now, in addition, you can come and you can create folders to organize all of your assets. You can throw things away. You can create a new comp, which is the main type of file inside of the After Effects project. And you can also interpret your footage if you have footage that's, let's say, something that hasn't been rendered right or rendered the way that your project is set up. You can do it here as well. So this is where you're going to put all of your assets for your project. And then you're going to work on your composition in the composition window. And a composition is the actual file or project that you're going to be working on. And down here we have the actual composition working space that'll have the layers and the different assets that are in your composition. On the right hand side, you can see some different panels. One's a preview panel. We have the character panel because I'm in the text workspace, and we have effects and presets, etc. So again, just like every other Adobe program, if you want to move a panel, you can click and drag that panel tab, and as you can see, it'll highlight different areas so that you can kind of dock them where you want them to go. So for instance, I like to have this effects and presets panel over here just next to my project panel, and it's going to highlight the left side of this comp panel so that it tells you it's going to drop and create its own space there. If I were to drag it and put it on top, it would be above the comp panel. If I clicked in the center, it would actually kind of group it with the composition panel, but I like the way it is right here. If there are panels that you need that you don't have showing up, you can go up to the window menu and choose any of the panels here. So for right now, I'm not doing anything with paint, but if I did eventually want to create some kind of animated effect with paint, I can bring up that panel. In addition, there are a bunch of different workspaces, and some of them are targeted for different types of tasks, such as painting or working with text or working with animation, etc. So you can choose any of those different types of workspaces to get you where you need to be. If you don't like that, you can again change any of these locations. So again, if I bring this effects and presets over here, and I can go to Window, Workspace, and create Save a New Workspace. So I'll call this one Jessica because this is my favorite type of workspace. So I'll go ahead and click OK. And let's say I start messing around with that workspace and I accidentally move this here, or maybe temporarily I want to move it there, but I do want to go back to my original saved workspace. I can go to the workspace option and choose Reset Jessica to saved layout. Same thing, if I were to switch to, let's say, this text workspace, I can go and reset that workspace to its original form. So that's the basics of working in the workspace with After Effects. Now it's time to start learning how to create comps and create effects and animation in this great program.